Alright, so assuming this turns out properly, I'm doing a 20Q collection supercut update thing. I don't even know what I'm supposed to call it. But yeah, I will be going in what I hope is chronological order, not of order of, oh my god, not of the order of which I obtained them, but when they came out. And me being who I am and knowing a lot about these things, I hope I get all the details right. So, what was the earliest one that I remember getting? This right here is a special edition that if you went to Toys R Us, which I didn't go to Toys R Us for mine, would come with this thing, but we'll be getting to that later. Probably soon, actually. And if I had to guess... Oh, hold on, camera. If I had to guess, this is most likely a slight update of the 1.0 firmware, which what I mean by that is the artificial intelligence level. But yes, it's a special gold one. It's a Radica brand, if I can get that on camera. Yeah, 2005 Radica. It also features a, I think I already said this, but I'll say it again, a backlight switch, which would be incorporated into some of the later models, not all of them. And it uses the 1.0, what do you even want to call it? A sound font. The 1.0 sound font. Hold on. This is... It's one of the rarest ones out there, but in another way, it's really not. Like, I've seen so many of these. These are just... They're really fun to have in your collection if you're one that's into, like, artificial intelligence and stuff like that. It's operated on 2 AAA batteries. The button layout is... Let me get zoom in on that. Sometimes... Yes, on/new game. No. Sound. Reset. And unknown. And these are the text scrolling speed button things. And then again the backlight switch, which I will demonstrate now. And I'm knocking both of these out in the same segment. I got this one first. This was a gift. And then I got this one to go along with it. And there is no way around this, honestly, but these look like alarm clocks, like digital alarm clocks, like verbatim. And it's hilarious in its own way. This one has aged pretty poorly. You can tell by the scratches showing on screen. That's a deep cut, like a really deep scratch. But these are known as 20Q Big Screen. I'm going to show off the red one because the red one is in better shape and I got it recently. Or no, it was 2018, but it's still fairly recently. And I think this is the it's either 1.1 or 1.5 artificial intelligence. I can tell because they add the rarely button, where is it? The undo button, and those will later be incorporated into the 20Q 2.0, which I'm going to get to in this video. These are operated by 2 AA's. They came in red, that purplish blue one that you saw earlier, pink and green, and they have a pretty cool sound font. Why do all these... Oh, it was on. Never mind. I was gonna say, why do they all seem to like have no noise? Oh god, the speed. This one's higher pitched than, say, this clown. But these, they're not the hardest ones to come across, depending on the condition. Like, you can probably find these used, which I don't normally recommend 20Q games used. They will almost always have deep scratches, something wrong with the unit itself cosmetically, or damage to like the screen, like on the inside. Like, for example, and this is another example, this thing, while being an update of the original release and the original release, it's very common for those kind of screens to, what's the word I'm looking for, to act up and encounter stop errors. And what that means is that a majority of the screen, and I've had this happen to me before, a majority of the screen will fail and it will not display anymore. It'll be just like a giant blank space, and I've had that happen to me before. I wish I had that as an example, but one, I threw it out, and two, it was beyond salvaging. So now on to this clown. This is Challenge 20Q. Sometimes called 20Q Challenge, depending on where you look. This added the rarely button. Again, I think this is like a 1.5, now 2.0. Undo and sound are sort of easy to distinguish because of the size, but they also like one button. Operated by 3C batteries, and it requires you to turn the unit on. You can hear that. I'm not going to show on camera because it fails to show on camera. And it had a few different color variants. There's the regular one, that's what I have. The regular one with, once again, this thing. A white and red one where the buttons and the question marks and the dome would be red. A black one with silver question marks, light blue buttons and light blue. What? Oh my god, I'm so bad. Light blue buttons and a light blue interface. Then there was a gold one which had those kind of question marks, light blue. What was did I say black first and then gold? I'm confused. But either way, they were both. They had the light blue for the dome and the buttons. This one is sort of hard to find. I have to see when it came out. God, it's been so long. That's the wrong side. When did this thing come out? Camera, please. I can't show it off for some reason. But then, I think I have this right. This came in between as some kind of surprise out of nowhere. Music and sports. This is like in the shape of a football almost. And my mother has the sports one. I got that for her for Christmas. Operated on 2 AAA batteries. Where's the speaker grill? Speaker grill is right there. Also, a similar speaker grill to, say, this clown. And this one's very unique because you can choose which. Oh god, camera, you do not like that screen, do you? Yes, it's a blue and black screen, and my camera hates it. I'm trying to show it off the best I can. It's very hard to pick up on camera. Not as hard as the 22 challenge, but still relatively hard to pick up. But it would ask you which game you want to play, and again, camera does not like that interface. You can choose from music and sports. Also, before I forget, this does not have the text scrolling buttons. Almost every other variant does. For the racket ones, at least. But we got no, rarely, so I'm assuming that came before the 2.0. Unknown, sound, reset, undo, that's from the earlier ones that came before the 2.0. Sometimes on yes, new game. And the text scrolling buttons are right there on the edges. That's the only football-shaped theme one that I own. But I'm knocking all 4 of these round ones out in the same segment like I did with the big screen. If I can find all of them. Music, where are you? There you are. Since these are fairly similar, I'm just going to knock them out in one segment. Music 2.0. Sports 2.0. People 2.0, and the only release of the music that we have, of the television one, God, I'm so bad at this, came out in 2007. And that one's very common, that's kind of rare. This one was a one-shot, as in I only had one shot to get it on eBay, and that was a one shot on eBay. These were very hard to find. I'll go over just one. My personal favorite is the television one. They brought back the backlight switch. Sorry, the camera didn't want to focus. And now we have the undo button underneath, like on the regular interface underneath the 6 buttons. And they add color contrast, like for example, this one's yellow and red. I'm not going to show off these two as far as the sound font goes, but I am going to do this one. They share the same sound font, and the only one that doesn't is, well, it's on, is this one. I recognize this sound font right away from the Color Changing 2.0, and I believe the Simpsons one and the, what was that one? The Disney one, which I will get to that very, very shortly. There is one thing I do want to show on the People one real quick though. It doesn't ask you which type of person or anything like that. It just goes right to question 1, because you know it's people. Speed it up a little bit. And it says, think of someone. And then it jumps right to question 1. So I knocked all 4 of those out in the same segment. Here's the one that I am very familiar with as far as 2.0s go. The oval shaped 2.0. This came in green, pink, bluish purple, and red. These have rubbery buttons. Probably see the dirt collecting on them. And the reset button, I think it was either reset or sound. That's the on the back. Where is it? Camera, please. Yeah, reset is on the back. Operated by 2 AAAs. Speaker grill looks like this. Sound font is very unique. God, please turn on. Camera does not want to pick that up. It's barely picking that up. This came out in, I want to say 2005? No, 2007. I was off by 2 years. And there was also a revision of the 2.0. There were several revisions. This is one of my personal favorites, and it's one of the most memorable in my collection. This is the Spring Colors variant of the 2.0 firmware. Intelligence firmware, whatever you want to call it. And the sound font, I think, is the same as the one that I showed off. Why does it keep turning off? Yeah, it's the same sound font as, say, this clown. That sound font would later be reused for a lot of the 2.0s that came out. The backlight switch is back. Again, this is a spring color variant. Operated by 2 AAAs. Pretty much all of the not dome-shaped ones. The globe-shaped ones always run on 2 AAAs. And then I recently, as of 2018, I want to say, I got this one. The Disney one. I got it brand new. I wish I could upload my video again of me unboxing it, but I can't because I lost that video footage. But yes, it is the Disney one. And here's something that the database gets wrong. I think it got wrong. I'd have to double check. Oh god, where is that? Camera, please pick that up. Camera, please pick this up. Yeah, 2009. On the database, on the actual 20Q Artificial Intelligence website, it says that it came out in 2008. That is not correct. Unless I have a later release. Anyway, the biggest thing you notice is the Mickey Mouse ears. And of course it says Disney right there. This is one of the themed ones, one of the franchise themed ones, as I call them, where they had this one, they had a Star Trek one, and they had a Simpsons one. They later would do Star Wars and no, Harry Potter came out before the Star Wars one. Star Wars and Doctor Who, which I'm not interested in either of those. It's very hard to tell, but the buttons are a blackish blue. Again, we got unknown, no, yes on new game, sometimes, undo, and the typical sound and reset buttons. There's no, sometimes there will be like a flat bump, if you want to call it a bump, like a little flat thing that covers up the backlight switch compartment. But that's not there. Again, it operates on 2 AAA batteries. And where is that other one that I forgot to go over? This would later on be the very last one Radica had ever released, is the 3.0. I almost said 2.0. I am so dumb. And this one covers up, that's what I'm talking about, the little like bump thingy. And this is the spookiest Radica brand models they ever released. Like the spookiest one. It's really, really smart. It sounds like this. This was my, was it my childhood or early adulthood? I can't remember when I got into the 3.0. And it's one of my favorite ones ever. If not for the sound font alone. It's very, very smart. It's a little bit smarter than, say, 2.0. Smarter than the Disney ones or the Disney one or the theme ones. Operates on, again, 2 AAA batteries. But now we have to get to one of the most important parts of the video. The buyout. Okay, so, for those of you who don't know, the 20Q, what do you even want to call it, franchise? The 20Q product was later bought by Technosource, and we got these. These are 20Q the next generation big screen and 20Q the next generation regular. And these are operated by either 2 AAAs or 3 AAAs. I'm going to go over just the big screen one because it's... There really is no difference aside from the size of the screen, the unit itself, and the batteries that it takes. But before I get into starting this up, the button layout has changed drastically. Because it's now like it's one giant ring around the actual thing itself. Yes, that's text scrolling speed. It's now one button. Volume, that's still there. Undo. Skip, that's a new button that will be later incorporated into a majority of the other ones, and I'll get to that eventually. I thought it's on, that says no. Rarely, and sometimes. And if I could, I'd turn off my lights to show off this really awesome effect. It'll probably show up on camera regardless. Yes, it glows. It has like a special light effect. That's another thing. It actually has an on and off switch now, which is awesome. The sound font's pretty cool. It's a very, very unique sound font. It's the regular one. It's just like animal, vegetable, mineral, or other. It's like that verbatim, except a little updated. It's the scariest one compared to, say, like, again, the 3.0, which I do have, to show that off. And again, there was the other one that came out. This one right here, it's just the same thing. They got released in 3 different colors. Red, pink, and blue. That's kind of the only ones I own that were by Technosource. And the most infamous one, this is probably the worst one ever. 20Q Classic. I'm saying it's infamous because it's the dumbest one ever. This is another buyout, by the way. It was bought by TCG Toys. Again, to show off. Well, show up. I don't know why I thought rebranded for some reason. It's still TCG Toys, I want to say. No, it's not anymore. I don't know why. This was to celebrate the game's 30th anniversary, and the button layout is very confusing. First of all, those are not buttons. That's just decorative. What else? Yes, no. Skip and sound are kind of fused together, which is kind of annoying. Undo, if you hold down that button, that starts a new game. And then there's the maybe button. The maybe button was... It was pretty cool. But oh god, do I hate this one so much. Because you have to hold down undo to start it up again. You can barely hear that. It's another blue and black screen, so I doubt that my laptop. No, not my laptop. My iPad's done picked that up. But no, seriously, I love 20Q, but this one is just so dumb. But apparently it was successful enough to spawn this thing. These came together. I made an unboxing video, which I no longer have. But they came together, and they're really... This one and the sports one, they're very, very dumb as well. Again, the same sound font. They went for a retro feel, like to go for the classic sound font, just like a little more muffled. But no, I have nothing to say here. I mean, they operate on AAA batteries, just 2 AAA batteries, but these are very, very dumb. I'm sorry. So, with that being said, that is my 20Q collection as of 2020. 2020, 20Q, get all of these dies I've had for years. Some have been gifts. But yeah, that's going to be it for my video on my 20Q collection. I will see you all next time in the next video. Earthworm Joe 94 out. Take care.